Grindavík hefur breyst mikið frá því. Hún var 500 manns. Þegar ég var að alast upp, þá var Grindavík bara þorp. Allir þekktu alla og ég var orðinn yfir 20 þegar Grindavík fer yfir 1000. Mér það minnist þetta einhvern tímann upp á 1970 þegar maður labbaði út á götu, maður þekkti ekki það sem maður hitti, það var svolítið framandi. Bjó í Grindavík og maður þekkti hann ekki.
Hello, thank you very much to be with us for that Q&A online for the great movie you made with your colleague Pepe Andreu called Lobster Soup that you have shot in a very remote part of Iceland. And I will start this little conversation by asking how did you get the idea to go in that strange experience, the Bridge Coffee, funded with by two brothers. It's like, and your approach is quite original towards this this part of that very famous country for a touristic reason, because the tone of Lobster Soup is something, and somehow it's a fairy tale of friendship, and somehow what authenticity means when you live in such part of the world.
Yeah, that's we were very lucky. We think that like filmmakers making documentaries, in some way you are always looking your good luck. And to be honest, me and Pepe, we love Iceland. We visit Iceland 20 years ago for the first time, and we, as a tourist, we were fascinated for this country where, you know, you can feel like the earth is still in the beginning of the history, and these landscapes and the ice and volcanoes and everything. So we were fascinated about this place like tourists, but like us, a big amount of tourists have been fascinated during these 20 days. And 3 years ago, Pepe, with his family, he went to Iceland in Easter, just for holidays, and he found that many things started to change in the country. It was not the same country that we visited 20 years ago. So trying to escape from this main route of tourism that it starts to be developed in Iceland, he arrived to this place, and he discovered this small cafe in this very, okay, for them, they are our friends, but to be honest, it's not a beautiful village in Iceland, so it's not a tourist, interesting spot for tourism in this way, but it was out of the route. So this cafe, when Pepe and his family arrived there, just opening the door, they felt some atmosphere that it was there. It was clear for everybody who visited this place. And when he came back to Spain after this trip for holidays, he said to me, okay, I have found a place that I don't know why, but just watching the people there, I think there is some story in this place. And next summer I went for holidays. I decided to spend my holidays there. And then I visited the place many times, and I started to know this fisherman, this place that it was itself the soul of the community, this warm place opposite with the cold weather and the windy weather outside. And when I started to speak with the owners, with these two brothers, they thought that we were crazy. We are just normal people, and they say, okay, we accept if you want to film something here, but there is a problem. Maybe you cannot make this film because we got an offer, because some company, they want to buy this place because it's in front of the sea. It's the last place that you can build in the city, and they want to make a hotel. Well, then we understood that we were in some way part of the story, because we arrived there like tourists. And then we understood that at this point we had two challenges: to try to keep in the film this atmosphere that we felt that it was in danger of extinction, and to explain that as part of the problem, that it was the problem, how these original places, these authentic places that we always look for when we are traveling, we are always trying to find this special spot, this unique spot. But when we go back to our cities, in our countries, maybe we forget that our appearance in this place changed something behind us. So finally, it was these two reasons forced us to make the film. It was impossible to avoid this idea that we were part of the problem. So the tourism and the pressure of the tourism, it was something that it was sure that it's going to change these authentic places that we find. We change these places forever. So it's not against tourism, but maybe to think about these steps that we make in these foreign countries, in this age of this history, not now for the COVID, but just before. And we have to think about that for after COVID, in this moment of the history that is so easy, too cheap to travel. Maybe we have to start to think what our foods, what our hands, about the effects that we cause in these special places, because we love these special places. So it's good to know this place, that, okay, it has an effect. So it was the reason that we discovered the film, because we are filmmakers and it's our way of expression, and we were tourists. So we understood that we were a part of the problem, and we start to think about, okay, maybe we have to think a little bit about the solution.
And as filmmakers, you are coming with a camera, and you take time to observe things, to go deeper in the way that community is gathering, what that strange community, what is at stake in the conversation and whatsoever. And you decided when you were shooting to catch and to capture something of a very specific humorous tone, the conversation of what's going on within those old fishermen, the famous, the most famous boxer in Iceland, or the translator of Don Quixote in Iceland. All that bunch of very, very weird people. And the fact that you put them in stage with the accents of a comedy. It's somehow a documentary comedy.
It was the comedy was in our heads from the beginning, because it was how we felt the place. Because for them it was like something very important, the story of the village, the community, to keep together. But you know, at the same time, they were so eccentric in their normality, because for them, you know, the first reaction of the owner, one of the brothers, was, okay, why? We are just old fishermen and spending our lives here, nothing strange. But they were so special, and in this way, I think we were lucky, you know, to find the last boxer in Iceland, and as you say, this kind of characters. And the comedy, it was something important for us, because it was there, because in this normal behavior, and sometimes in this intention to be deep and serious, and to give some strength to some small stories, it's a comedy, because nothing is so important in life, but at the same time, it's so funny and so warm that you arrive to the opposite feeling. It's very important to keep these small things. The friendship, I think it's you say at the beginning, it's friendship. The story is about friendship. Yeah, it's something simple, and when you are with friends, you make jokes, and sometimes you talk about the other friends that they are not in the table, but the only thing you have is your friends, and it's so important to keep this community together. and maybe you make jokes to the others, and sometimes it's a little bit painful, but you have your community, and it's so important. And without the community and without the cafe itself, like I imagine people will see in the film, yeah, you need this linking point. So it's this comedy, it was something that it was there, but it was something that we enjoy to show to the people, but it was something that it was interesting because we started to feel from the beginning of the story that the final maybe it was not so funny. So this contrast of feelings, that they are both feelings are in our life, and finally it's a story about normal life, no? How humor, joy of life, but the tragedy is always around us. So it was like to complete in some way the two opposites of the human behavior. And this is a story about just normal people doing life special. They are, like they say, maybe we are not special, but life is special when you have time to watch, observe, and to film that. When you dedicate time to watch people, everyone is special. No? So this is the point of view of the story. And of course, these stories around when you feel that everything is maybe dramatic in the story, and there is something else that suddenly appears, that is a volcano. You know, we know this volcano now is the volcano that we are now watching on Iceland. These beautiful images is the volcano that when we were there, we got this first advice that maybe one volcano in a few weeks, months will explode. And it's in the film, the beginning of the story. Okay, the volcano is now being a touristic attractions. It's crazy. This is the humor of the drama. It's something that maybe can kill everybody, can maybe could make disappear the village, and now it's being a touristic attraction. It's crazy. And maybe you have seen, or maybe the audience have seen some people making sausages in the lava, boiling water to make coffee. It's how the humans are. Huh? This comedy and this drama are so close. And in Iceland, it's like a laboratory for everything, for the economy. During the crisis, you know, the country exploded, and 3 weeks later, the economy was great again. And Iceland, it has these conditions. It's like a laboratory for everything. Everything is very raw, you know, and everything is very close. Drama and people, and we were lucky in that. But comedy is very close to the drama. So in the film, it's the comedy. It's close to the drama. Yeah, as you can see it.
During the shooting, what were the relationships with your characters? Because they are speaking a very specific language, Icelandic.
Yeah.
I suppose that as Spanish people, you don't get anything of it. So
that's crazy.
How did you get the right scenes, the right things to be said between those old fishermen? Because I thought that it wasn't very easy. Did you work with a translator?
Yeah, it was crazy, to be honest. It was absolutely crazy. We always say that they were always talking about fishing. It's the main issue in the village. And we always say them, okay, we have, like a filmmakers, we have learned to fish with you. Or we have learned to fishing with you. Because it was like that. When you are fishing, you see the nets, and you have to wait, and something is happening. You are not sure what is happening, and only when you will get the nets again, you will see if you have fishes or maybe some trash that somebody threw on the sea. You know, you don't know what we'll get with the nets. And it was like that to make the film, because at the very beginning, the first trips we went there for shooting, we had a strong relationship with them. It was very easy. They accept us very easily. It's true that it was very, very important, the cooperation with our Icelandic co-producer. He joined us, so it was easier to be accepted in that small community. And then we knew each other. We knew what they are worried about, why they are laughing. But at the moment of the shooting, we took some steps of distance, and we didn't know anything about what they were talking about. Yeah, I know it's crazy now, but it was like that. Okay, let's wait. And just after that, of course, our Icelandic co-producer Olafur, he was sometimes with us, and sometimes I ask, okay, what they are talking about. But it was just some sentences. Okay, now I'm talking about one neighbor that he is sick or something like this. But it was the maximum that information that we have. But we trusted them so much because when we turned off the camera, when we stopped the camera, we had a very strong relationship with them, and it was the main part of the film, to spend time with them, to be together, to be friends. And then we knew that the stories were there, and we expected when we start to filming, the stories will be there in their conversation. And finally, it was a good fishing, you know. At the end, we are happy, and sometimes we had amazing surprises. For example, that scene that we really love, and when Ali, the one of the main characters, one of the brothers, he's talking with the boxer, that he's starting to lose his mind at this point of the film, of the story, and they are talking like a casual conversation. And when we got these images and we talked with our Icelandic co-producer what they are talking about, and they say, no, they are talking in poetry. They say, one of them say a poem, and the other one answer with another poem and with a song. You know, I have never fished before, but my feeling is that the fishing has to be like this. No, when you get something, maybe it's just I don't know, a wheel or a tire that somebody have threw on the sea, but maybe you get a treasure. And we were lucky, and we get some treasures. But maybe the treasures, of course, the treasures were there because these people were amazing, no? And we had this intuition, this feeling. And well, okay, we spend time fishing, and then we get a film. But it was crazy. Eh? My colleague Pepe says now, never more a film with people speaking a language that we don't understand. Never more. Yeah, it was hard, and it was an exercise of faith, faith on them. We trust them, and they trust us. They allow us to spend time with them. And yeah, it was the way we make this film. Yeah, but it's crazy. To be honest, it's crazy. Now I think about that and I say, okay, wow, very risky.
Thank you very much, Rafa, Molés, and I'm pretty sure that our audience in Vision du Réel 2021 will enjoy your characters and your story.
Thank you.
As you enjoyed it, filming it and editing it and sharing it afterwards with us people, and also maybe future tourists in that remote part of Iceland.
Yes.
Thank you again. Bye-bye, and
much.
good luck for the next. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.